Hey guys, DigiBobCat here, and the next 7-star Tera Raid event is going to be Inteleon with the Ice Tera type. Now this Tera Raid event is going to be one of the toughest we've faced, potentially. Inteleon can learn counter moves to any type that is super effective against the Ice type, and its hidden ability Sniper, if the pattern holds, is going to boost any critical hit that it does by 50%, and it can learn a lot of moves that are either guaranteed critical hits or have an increased critical hit ratio. So my first counter to Inteleon is going to be Annihilate. It seems like it's been a good general staple counter for most of these 7-stars we've had, but Rage Fist is just really powerful. I'm going to leave its Terra type as Ghost, that way it doesn't resist anything that Inteleon throws at it, but it's unless Inteleon gets Dark Pulse, it'll be neutral to all of Inteleon's attacks. I gave it a Shell Bell, again, to keep its health up. In combination with Drain Punch, you should have enough sustain. As long as you're not getting one-shot by any critical hits, you should have enough sustain to survive while your Rage Fist is being built up. Give it Screech to reduce its defense in the meantime as well. Focus Energy if you want to increase your critical hit. It's not required. You could teach it Bulk Up if you wanted to, just the defense boost isn't going to help you much here. Ability-wise, you could swap to Defiant. I'm just going to leave Vital Spirit on mine because it's good for other raids, especially ones that use a Yawn a lot. For your nature, you couldn't go wrong with an Adamant boosting your attack for your special attack. I like to have speed boosted for special attack because Rage Fist just hits so hard anyway. Eventually you end up in the land of overkill. It's not a bad place to be, but I kind of like having a speed boosted too. That being said, my effort values are kind of all over the place. HP was maxed out. I did some into attack, but then I split the remaining into special defense and speed, so that Annihilate was just kind of well-rounded in general. So next up, I've got Goldingo set as a counter. You're going to want to give it the Steel Terra type. I've got mine set as Ghost because I don't want to flip it unless I'm going to use it. And again, I gave it a Shell Bell to help it sustain. I'm still a little leery of using Steel types. I think Inteleon is going to have Mudshot. It can learn it, and it's a good counter against Fire, Rock, and Steel. So for Goldingo's moves, I would give it Light Screen. It's going to help boost your team's defense. Go ahead and give it Metal Sound and Nasty Plot. This is going to maximize the amount of damage that you can do with Make It Rain. Make It Rain already hits incredibly hard, but Metal Sound and Nasty Plot are going to boost it that much more. Goldingo's ability, I'm not sure how good it's going to be here, but it's there. And I would go ahead and give it a Nature that you can give it the Modest Nature so its special attack is raised in place of its attack. It's already got such good special attack and it hits so hard anyway by the time you use your debuffs that I went ahead and gave it a speed boosting nature. And go ahead and trade up its effort values in HP and special attack and you should be good to go. Next up we've got Azumarill. I think Azumarill has been a pretty good all-rounder for my Tera Raid events anyway. Go ahead and make sure it has the Water Terra type. Again, Shell Bell. Because you're going to be using Belly Drum, you want to be able to get your health back up. Now, for the first moveset, I've got two that I'm kind of thinking about. Go ahead and have Light Screen. That'll help your team out against Inteleon's special attack. Belly Drum to boost your attack. In combo with Huge Power, that's going to double your attack stat. It's going to give you a massive amount of offense. That's why I have special attack reduced for special defense as far as nature goes, because you don't really need any more attack by the time you have Huge Power and Belly Drum. Brick Break is a super effective move that Azumarill can learn. He's not getting any same type attack bonuses, but it's still super effective against the Ice type. Once it's boosted with Huge Power and Belly Drum, it should hit pretty hard. Shell Bell to keep your health up, and just give it Aqua Tail if you need some more attacks or you want to build up your Terra Crystal. So another moveset for Azumarill might look like this. Light Screen's going to be kind of mandatory to help reduce Inteleon's offensive potential. Belly Drum to maximize your attack. Defense Curl's not really going to do anything for you except for double Rollout's attack power. And then Rollout, every time it's hit consecutively, it doubles in power. Rock is going to be super effective against Ice type. You're also going to be resisting the Water and Ice type from Inteleon. So as long as it doesn't critically hit you with its other moves, Rollout might hit really hard. It'll take a few turns to ramp up the damage, but you might be within a few turns just completely steamrolling, pun intended, over Inteleon. For your effort values, go ahead and max out attack and HP, and you might have a pretty good just general counter here. Alright, so next we have Corviknight. It's potentially going to be a decent steel type support. I would go ahead and give it the Tera type of steel. Mine still has flying, I just haven't flipped it over. And give it a Shell Bell maybe to keep its health up. You could also give it Light Clay to help keep Reflect duration up, because you are going to want it to have Reflect. So for its moves, you do have Reflect, good support for its team. Home Claws will raise your attack a little bit, but mostly you want to raise your accuracy so that Screech doesn't miss and you don't waste a turn. And then give it Iron Head. Damage is damage. You want to be able to do a little bit. It's not going to hit that hard. I guess with Screech it could, but mostly that'll be for while you're waiting for, light screen to wear off so you can use it again. You do want to have an attack that you can be doing some damage with. Now, for its nature, I gave mine Adamant, attack raised for special defense. Go ahead and train out its effort values in HP and attack. I don't think ability is going to matter too much. I haven't flipped mine over. I'm probably going to give it the magic armor ability so that whenever it gets a stat reduction skill used against it, it's bounced back to the enemy. You are going to have to watch out though, because if you Terastallize into the steel type, I still think Inteleon is going to have Mud Shot. It may not, but you're going to be weak to it once you lose your flying dual type. Now, the last two Pokemon in my party, I haven't actually trained up. I haven't taught them any attacks for it yet, but the main reason I'm mentioning them is because of their ability Shell Armor. This makes them immune to critical hits, and Inteleon is going to be critically hitting a lot. It's probably going to have Focus Energy. Its ability Sniper increases the damage from critical hits by 50%. Snipe Shot is automatically a guaranteed critical hit. They're both water type, so they're going to be immune to, well, they're not going to be immune. They're going to resist the ice type, and they're going to be also resisting the water type, especially if you go ahead and Terastallize them to water. And they can learn super effective moves against ice type. So Samurott can learn Smart Strike. It can learn Brick Break, both of which are super effective. You're not going to do a whole lot of damage. If you get Swords Dance, you can boost your damage some, but you're not going to be one-shotting. It's more of an attrition match at that point. Same for Dreadnought. The rock type is going to be super effective against the ice. It can learn Swords Dance, so you can boost your attack and do quite a bit, but I don't think you're going to be one-shotting Inteleon with it. So there you have it. These are some potential counters to the Inteleon raid. Until we know exactly what moveset it has, it's going to be hard to choose. It has coverage against everything it's weak to, potentially. But I hope you enjoyed this guide. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon.